Hey, Ed North. Just wanted to put a little video up. Fingers are sore from sanding today on this wheel. But there's a big chunk out of there I can't fool with because I can't put filler in it because this is bare aluminum. So I just decided to give it the brush look. So I had to tape around all that stuff today and then cut it out by hand. In the center at the lugs, it's just got a real light coat and of silver. So I kind of threw a bunch of silvers together, threw them in a can, whatever I did with the can. Oh, right here. Threw them all together in a Chrysler PS5 Silverstone. At least I went with a Chrysler color. But anyways, I just shoot everything I do with the 3M plastic gun. Nothing fancy. I have other guns I put back. But anyways, I put a ground coat on. The wheels I'm going to leave alone. They're just a tiny shade darker than that. And plus the way the light is, you're looking at it, it looks darker the way it flops. It is lighter. I think it was LD kinda in some of the silvers I mixed together to make that one shade right there. I'm going to do the wheels with it. So I like it since I have 3/4 of a gallon of it. I didn't get to that wheel, but remember you seen the corrosion on the front ones are just as bad. But anyways, I laid a ground coat out on my tailgate since it's something easy. That way maybe I can just take it over to the booth and clear it or something. But laid a ground coat on. Sorry about the shitty lighting, it's already dark here. I just put a ground coat on so when I mix up my top coat for the truck, I don't have to worry about burying all that primer and everything, wasting the good stuff. You see I was using that Nason brand. It's the DuPont's cheap brand. Good enough for a ground coat. That's all I need. And then anything I can clear, I'll probably clear this here because I run that everything low pressure and I just rely on my tips like base coats. I'll run that 1.4s, which is that orange one. When I prime, I use a 1.4. I don't reduce. And then when I clear coat, some people yell at me, but I use the, come on, focus. I use the 1.2, number 16615. I clear with that, fan wide open, about 2 turns out on material, and about 18 psi is fine with me. Go a little slower because I'm not in a race. But just wanted to put that up. Want to get some color on something today. There's too much. If you look at the highlights on that tailgate over there, I know it's hard to see it from here, but getting back, even looking through the plastic on the truck, where that light, that light's out. Where that light hits that door, you see that same. Might get lucky with it because I should have kept the cans. There was a Toyota, Nissan, all kinds of Ford Focus, all kinds of silvers I mixed together to give me that look. I kind of like it without being clear coated. Looks kind of cool. Not more so a gunmetal, but has that lighter, in the highlights it's lighter, shadows is a little darker than what I think the truck is. But then I don't like matching wheels exactly the same shade, which I think the truck wheels are a little bit different anyways. But just wanted to put a little short video up, and Hope people like and subscribe, even though this is all I do, and building motorcycles. As soon as I get back on my Honda. Well, I got a boat coming next. Reason it's all just straight red, just a regular red, like the back wheel on that Suzuki. It's like a GM flame red, which looks like a tobacco bag red. Buddy of mine's boat, he wants to sell it and do the top of it something silver or something to brighten it up. So that's why I mixed that whole can together, all the old stuff, put it in one can. I mean, even the material that was in the can, look how, I don't know if you can see how fine the metallic is in it. Nothing coarse. I was kind of afraid to mix some of that stuff together because it was had a lot of black in it. The black tends to separate and come to the top a little bit, real swirly, like when you stir it. This is just primer on the stick, but when you stir it and lay it flat, take it out of the can and lay it flat right away, you'll see your color. If you wait 2 or 3 seconds, it'll start separating and rolling around in your stick. It'll show the black that's in it. So there's a good bit in, but nothing to worry about. So as long as keep the cup shook, the gun shook while you're doing it, you'll be good. I've got to go back around these edges, catch a little piece of tape here, and retape to the rim. I did sand in between there with some 220 best I could. I'm not worried about the backs of the rims. I'm just letting silver blow over it because, like I've said before a couple times, this truck's going back to New York. So I'm thinking one more winter it'll look like that again. Since one more winter already did the truck in, and I can squirt some wax and grease remover on here so you can see what the original color looks like, because that's the only spot back here, just to catch the color of it, not the see the shine of it. But if I can get in some light and look at the tailgate, and it figures I got a shitty colored bulb. I mean, they're not far off. It's definitely that silver is definitely a good ground coat. That's all I was after. So I don't waste as much good stuff on the top coat. I hear wipe this wax and grease remover off. This is only the Shopline brand, JX101. I don't use it to wipe down before I paint. I use it mainly to look at my body work and make it wet. That's all I ever use, to wipe everything down, invisible glass. Just don't buy it. Just buy Prep Sol. Usually don't buy that brand, but I'll show you when I get. I have one here. I have a full one here. Shopline JX101 wax and grease remover. I use that all the time, but somebody locally said they won't use it no more because here they bought the extra strength and it started wrinkling up their work, primer, edges of the primer and stuff. But then clear coats, I just get the U-Pole. It's water. It's not waterborne. It's a 4-to-1, 2K clear, but it's water clear, meaning clear as water. But I use the heck out of it, and a fast hardener. It's still not as fast as the Shopline brand, but it sure is a lot cheaper. I'm gonna use this up on that truck, and then when I'm after I do that I'm going to use probably, I don't know, there's a couple of different brands out there. I don't know without looking in my eBay shopping cart. I forget all that stuff, so many different names in my head, but color blender, I'll take that when I do my color as a ground coat, that silver. I'll stop it there, away from the front of the bed, of course. Then when I do my top color, the color of the truck, I'll pull it forward a little bit more and pull it away on an angle, and then be done with that. Then I'll break out the whatever color is in my cup. I'll 50-50 it with color blender and a shot of just a splash, very little splash of the PPG DT98 hot temp reducer. It's not that hot here, but I have it. I'm using it. It don't hurt anything. If I got to reduce the primer, I use a splash of it because it don't take much. Because I don't need the primer to flow. I usually put it on real thick, and then instead of buying all the shop line expensive, even though that's the PPG's cheap line, I've been getting this True Finish 2K 4:1:1, but I only do 4:1. I don't do the 1 reducer unless I don't feel like scuffing all the nooks and crannies of something, and that way I can just red scuff it, maybe, guide coat it, red scuff it, maybe gray scuff it, depending on if it's gold or silver going on. Like this here was all 400, 600, and then gray scuffed with glass cleaner. It lubricates the surface and makes the gray Scotch-Brites, scuff pads, do its job a little bit better instead of clogging up with the dust from being dry. So, alright, well, I'm probably 10-15 minutes in the video, so peace out, bro. I'll put some videos up as I go. Just getting the itch to get the truck done and get it out of here so I can do my buddy's boat. Oh, but I'm going to use the color that's on that rim and that tailgate. Like I said, I sprayed on. The rims stay in that color. The truck, the tailgate and the bed and the bumper in the front is just going to be a ground coat. And then I'll mix my own over in the mixing room for the final color of the truck before it gets cleared. But the color of that wheel and that tailgate over there is my ground coat for the truck. I'm using that on my buddy's boat. He wants to sell it, and instead of being all that dark red, he wants to brighten it up. So I'm thinking about doing it silver, and I might ghost some flames in it. Maybe realistics, depends on what he wants to pay me. I'm not sure, or else just do some flames at freehand, of course. Freehand some flames in. Maybe red, maybe white, I don't know, maybe red and white, not sure what I want to do. And then take the silver and make it like maybe, make like a candy out of it. Take like a third of a cup of these cups, the PPS cups. Take a third of that silver, the other 2/3, almost 2/3 color blender with a shot of reducer in it. Something fast so it evaporates, don't wring out none of the work. But what I'll probably do is after I do the silver, I'll take the color blender and clear it, and then do my ghost flames, depending on what he wants to do. Something that matches the boat with some of that red in or something like that. And then anyways, go back with the silver, the color blender, and a little shot of reducer and candy over the whole thing. Tones them ghost flames down a little bit, so when the light hits it, different angles, you look at it, you won't see it. Some angles you will see it. That's ghosting all day long. So I'll figure it out. I'll talk to him about it and then just do what I feel is best is what I normally do. So I'll post videos of it as it gets here. I gotta squeeze that boat in. It's a jet boat with a 455 olds in it. You'll see it then, Ed. And then get that out of my hair. I want to get back to my poor old Honda 600. Excuse me. I want to ride the darn thing instead of keep bagging it up with plastic. It's more of a comfortable ride than that old Suzuki. So, all right. One more shot at this. All right. Peace.